Hi, we are live.
Hi.
Hi, Amy. Hello,
Hi.
guys. How are
Yeah,
you?
good. Thank you. How
Okay.
about you?
So, thank you so much for accept my invitation today to go on my page to talk about your journeys, your experience about our business
Hmm.
that we are doing right now. Let me say hi to my audience. Hi, everybody. It's me, Tiffany. Thank you so much for coming to my page and watch our live. Or you just like get the replay. That's fine too. Then I'm really grateful for you to have you in my page. Um, Let me introduce myself for everybody to get to know about me. My name is Tiffany Wu. I am living in Seattle, Washington, USA, and I'm living here with my husband and two my beautiful daughters. Um, yeah, I used to work in the restaurant for over 10 years. And then I'm just over last year, I have my catering business. And then now I'm doing the online business on the side too. And today I have with me Sis Amy Hu from California, right?
Yes.
Yes. Hi sis. Thanks again for come to my page. And can you introduce yourself to my audience so everybody can get to know about you?
Yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Amy Hua. I live in Milpitas, California. I'm in this business for a year already, and I live with my husband and my mom and my son. Um, and yeah, uh, I'm currently stay at home taking care of my mom. This is the only job that I have is working online. Hmm.
That's good. That's good. So you can do like full time for this business.
Yes.
And yeah, just like me, I'm staying home with my kids because I get to improve my health first because my husband wants me to stay in home and take care of my health before I can take care of everybody else. Yep.
Yes.
And yeah, and so can you tell me that what is how you get to know about this business and how what like what is your why was it your make you to like so
Yeah.
interested
What
about this?
brought me into this business? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I was I was a hemotech, which is I'm working in a hemodialysis center for 7 years, and my mom was sick, and then it's a hectic in the medical field. I'm tired. My health is not that good because of working long hour. Because the hour is set. You can't change it. You cannot become a part time. Um,
Yeah.
you have to be full time, and so my health is declined because of the stress, the long hour. On top of that, I have to take care of my family, so that is just too much for my body. And then uh, I decided to stay at home, and my mom was sick at that time too. So it's a
Yeah.
perfect timing that it's for me that I make that decisions. And then I do have some saving, but like I think into after 3 year, my husband is the only one that working at the time, and then we spend the saving is we spend a lot of money on the saving that we have, and I decided to look for something online because I cannot go back to work because my mom condition. So I was looking around on YouTube, and trying to see what I can do. And I'm really lucky, to be honest with you. I'm really lucky because this is my first time doing something like this, looking for a online work that working at home, and
Mhm.
I choose the right business to be in with at the first time. Yeah. So I heard a lot of I was really skeptical at first, because I heard a lot of people, their experience of working online and working with different company, and they don't get a good result out of it, and I'm scared. I'm also scared, but luckily, I'm really lucky, and I found something that is really, is helping me, and it's really good, and it's good for my future, and I'm stable, and I know I'm well taken care of. I'm so happy. I'm so grateful for that. Yeah.
Yes, thank you, sis. Not just you lucky. I think myself, I am a lucky one too, because like before, I worked in the restaurants for long hour, 10 to 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
So I don't even have time for myself. I don't even have
Hmm.
time for my kids. And when I look at my sister-in-law, she's always doing work at home. She works for a company, but she don't have to go to the office every day. She just have to
Yeah.
be pretend on office like twice a week or three times a week. And then
Yeah.
most of the time she's doing at home. And I'm always like think like, oh, what if we can do like that? What if we can work at home? I can take care of my
Yes.
kids. I can take care of my
Yep.
family, but I also have an income. That's also
Yeah.
my wish too at that time. And
Exactly.
then yeah, and then lucky me too, sis. I'm over a year, but like in the bad luck, but I have a good luck too because the bad luck
Yeah.
is working long hour is my health is getting like decline, live bad.
Yes.
So out of why I'm staying home,
Mm-hmm.
I've been looking for something. I thinking I'm actually at that time I actually not looking at all like looking looking for
Mm-hmm.
anything. I'm just like thinking in my head. I'm thinking like, what if we can do anything at home? What if we can working like something doing anything online like people out there they're doing anything online, right?
Yeah.
And then money they have the extra income they have all the stuff that they don't have to go to anywhere to work. So, and I think about that, and I say one day I watch on the YouTube, and there's this ad of the Vietnamese girl. They
Mm-hmm.
just pop up, and then I watch the ad, and then she talk about this business, and they all the thing in the ads that they say. She say like we don't need experience, we don't need to go anywhere. You can do at home, working online, anywhere, anytime that we want to. And I really think about that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the first time. But at the first time that my health bad, so I have to go to the hospital. And then a month later, is
Mm-hmm.
like really lucky that I can see that ad again.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is the second time, so I take the action. So no more thinking for me because I think like the 1 month apart is gonna keep thinking about
Mm-hmm.
that. Take the action. And then I found this business when I come inside and I look for everything. I'm like, this is it for me. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I can do it at home. I can stay at home. I can do it with the
Yep.
kids. I can taking care of the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Take them to school, cook for them, anything like that. And I'm really grateful for that too. So not just you, that's for me
Yeah.
too.
I think this
And
is
then
for like whoever is in the business right now. They are really grateful. The same thing. I have the same similar experience like you did. I saw all my niece and my nephew was like working online, and I go, oh my god, I wish I can have a job like that, but
yeah,
because I'm in the medical field, right? I have to be with patient. I have to be on the floor, so I cannot work online. And I don't want to go back to school, to get some degree, to
agree.
start
Yeah,
all over again. It's just too much. I was thinking about it. I was thinking about doing coding, and then but then I do research in it, and I go, oh no, that's just too much. I don't think I can handle anymore, because it's like it require a lot of memory, and I go, oh no, no, I don't think I want to do that. And so I always hope, I always wish that one day I can work online, right? Because I'm tired. I want to spend time at home, and I just want to get well, because my body could not handle anymore. um yeah, the same thing like you did. I went online and so I saw a couple ad already, but I go, I don't know about that. Um, and I saw American ad too. They're saying that, oh, you know what, you can use your Facebook, posting and video, you can make money. I go, what? I don't believe them, right? So I actually I lost so many opportunity from not taking it seriously. And then all of a sudden I saw, this lady, and I go, oh, you know what? She's cute. She seems like a nice lady, maybe I can, just, what do I have to lose? Right. I sign up and you know, I, I just, have my email, right? Thing like that. It's not, I don't have nothing to lose to find out what is in this business, right? Do I like it or not? That's what in my mind at the time that I click in. I'm scared, but I go, what? I have to I have to make a move. I have to
Yes,
make a move to find out there, and so I can tell my story, right? If you don't, you just keep listening to what people said. Sometime, everybody experience different stuff, right? I want to have my own experience.
yes,
So I clicked on it, and then and you know what? It's amazing. It's amazing. I can't believe it that um the training, the process is great. I'm not so worried about it. It's not a lot of money to start with. I mean, $149, is,
yes,
it's like 2 meal, right? Now how much is it, right? If, 60 $75 meal, right? If you go into a buffet, probably
yes.
cost more than that, right? So I go, oh wow, that is nothing to me. And at the time I only have $200 in my bank account. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's my grocery money. Okay. But then I go, you know what? If something that gonna work out, right? If that's something that gonna generate money for me, and that $149 is nothing. Okay, it's nothing compared to me at the time. I say, you know what? I'm gonna, this is, to me is nothing. Okay. So I go, okay, you know what? I'm gonna cut down the food and things like that. We're gonna, we're gonna have $50 food, but I it need to happen, right? I need to make it happen. So I click in, and then I have this two wonderful lady that calling me at the time, and they walk me through and they telling me what I have to do and this and that, and I just follow their lead, and that's how I get to today, and I'm really grateful. And then I know that really soon I'm gonna go travel without worrying. I don't have to be worried when I'm old. My husband and I plan to uh, retire him. Soon. I want him to stay
My
at
plan
home
is,
and then
yeah,
yeah, and spend the time with me. That's the thing,
yes,
because we both working long hour, and then the kid, at the beginning is the kids, right? We don't have time for each other, and after that we have to work so hard to support the family. And now, I got this business, and then I know that I'm gonna be grateful for this business, and I'm gonna uh have him stay at home and spend time with me, and we're gonna go travel. And because of the long hour and because of the work that I work in the clinic, it's hard to take like couple weeks off, so yeah, so I can't go anywhere. So now hopefully I can do it, when this business is settled, then I'm leaving.
yeah,
I'm going somewhere. I have to go somewhere. I don't want to stay at home for the rest of my life. I know there's a lot out there to see. Yeah.
yeah. I know you can do it. So yeah, I know you can do
Yeah.
it. So yeah, just
See, everybody in this business will do it, can do it. we have the finance, we have everything already, right? The only thing is you willing or you're not. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
a really good mindset in you.
Mhm.
Even
Yeah.
though like at that time you haven't get into this yet, but I can
Yeah.
see your mindset really strong, and you are a strong woman too.
Thank
I see
you.
the way that you lead everybody in your team, you spend time with them, and then
Yes.
I can tell that it's really you're really grateful about this, and me
Yes.
too. And all of the thing that you say is my plan, my goal in the future too.
Hmm.
Because
Yeah.
my husband is working really hard for us right now. Right now it's just him, just like you before. Right now,
Yeah.
my husband is working, and he have to support all of us,
Hmm.
but I'm lucky me when I get into this business, even though at first time I get a little bit skeptical, but now I'm going through and I set my business, setting up everything already. So now it's running. I'm really hoping and
Hmm.
I'm sure that I can do it. I will do it,
Hmm.
and we will get there. But
Everybody will get there.
yes,
It's only in their own pace. We cannot rush anybody. But if you're willing to learn, you're willing to change your life, you want to change your lifestyle, right? And you want to have a better life. This is definitely is the business that you want to get into. Okay.
exactly,
You need to step out your comfort zone, and you need to be strong, right? And you know what is actually is you have nothing to lose, to be honest with you.
exactly, yeah,
Yeah, you have nothing to lose. I mean, you need to find a business that working, and you don't know what's out there. um and we are trying to tell you guys that this business is working, and you really want to give yourself an opportunity to sign up, and to look at, to watch the webinar, and find out, what how you can set up this business, and generate income, right? That's the most important thing. Yeah.
exactly, yeah.
Hmm.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
If you don't step out of your comfort zone, you never
Hmm.
know what you're able to do it outside
Yes.
there, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
And yeah, that's what I did. So I stepped out of my comfort zone and I tried a new thing, and I find out that we have the system, the really strong and proven system though,
Hmm.
and it's work for everybody. It's like like normal everybody, not just for like people who have the high tech, or not for people speaking good English, or it's not and not just only for the people with doing social media before, right? But
Yeah.
here the system is work for normal everybody, just like me, it's like you, and like everybody in the
Yeah.
community. So I
Because the system have video in it that you can
exactly,
follow. It's really easy, and I really amazed of the training size.
yeah,
The
I'm
training size is pretty good. Yeah.
surprised too,
So
because
easy to follow. Yeah. Hmm.
really easy. So
Yeah.
because like for 12 years, I'm working in the kitchen. I have no more touching on my laptop. I don't know about
Hmm.
any technology, and I'm not a tech savvy. So
Hmm. Hmm.
first I'm scared,
Yeah.
but like now it's like, oh, we can do it. It's they have because the
Hmm.
channel they have the small video that we can step
Hmm.
by step listen to it, and we
Yeah.
follow it, and like we can do it really easy, right?
Hmm.
And
Uh-huh. Yeah.
and
Anyone can learn, and you know what,
that.
they my business partner, they don't speak English, and they translate that whole page into their language,
Yes.
so it doesn't matter what language you speak, right, or you
Mhm.
write. You can transfer that, you can translate that whole page, into your language, and you can read. And then you now we do have the app that you can download to translate all no, have a
This,
subtitle for all those
yeah.
video, so in your own language, so it's easy, I think it's wonderful. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's true too. And then you
Mhm.
mentioned too the free that 149 and the
Mhm.
earlier. So I'm saying like one thing you right that $149 is like maybe it's a little bit for somebody that they don't have, but like you think you take your families out for one meal and then it take you like it's cost you more than $149 for the member.
Yeah.
But when you just get the when you get in there, you willing to learn and you willing to change your life. It's technically it's nothing. And
You
then
know
we
what?
have
Sorry. I
yeah,
think
go
that I don't think anybody don't have 149, to be honest with you. Okay? I don't think 149. No, I don't believe in that, right? 149 is like nothing, to be honest with you. For the people out there, if you do a setup nail, how much is that? And how much do you go highlight your hair or cut your hair, right? So
that's true.
I really don't believe that you don't have 149. Okay?
Yeah,
It's only do you want to do it or not, you know? I
exactly.
mean, you probably don't have 149 right now, right at this moment, but you know, like a month later, you know, you probably have 149, right? Instead of paying for one haircut, right? Thing like that, just save that money because this can change your whole life.
It
That
is.
149 can change your whole life, right?
Yes,
Your haircut, right? Your nail, right? It doesn't it your one set of new clothes, it doesn't change your life, it doesn't change anything. It probably make you look good, right? But only for what, for how long,
it's
right?
like
Your
few
clothes
months.
gonna wear out, your hair gonna grow out, your nail you need to cut it in, right?
Yeah,
But 149 is going to change your whole life, change your whole family's life, right? You know, and you're going to have a lecture life later on. I don't think 149 is mean anything at all, okay? To be honest with you. You know what? I don't know why they set 149 that cheap, but hey, you know, probably to help people that doesn't have skeptical, right? And they don't want to put that much money out, but yeah,
exactly.
but
Yeah.
you know what? 149 to change your life. I don't know. I mean, you know, fortune teller, how much they charge you. I don't know. And they give you all the negative stuff anyway. You know, I mean, if you have a really strong mindset, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And you I mean, I have strong mindset. I don't let anything stop me, to be honest with you. I mean, if I want to do it, I will find a way. I will find
Yeah.
a way to get it done. Yeah, I don't I mean, I don't like I mean, if 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 you are the people that having a lot of reason why you this reason gonna stop you, that reason gonna stop you, you can never move forward. Okay, you
Exactly.
can never move forward. So if you
Hmm.
want to move forward, you need to step up for yourself, right? And say enough is enough today. You know, my life it's been hectic, right? You know, I want to change it. I want to have a better life, not just for me, but for my kids, for my future, right? Like I always tell, I do have a lot of, I have some of my business partner coming in, and they really skeptical, and they have a lot of questions for me, and I ask them, what you want to go work for the rest of your life? How what promotion do you get, right? You become a manager, what you're gonna become supervisor, what, and what you're gonna get paid salary, and what happened after you retired, right?
Yeah.
What happened after you retire? Have you think about it, right? You when you retire, where you gonna get the money, right?
Mhm.
you know um if you thinking about just uh you know waiting for SSI to come in, or for 401k. I have 401k. That doesn't mean anything. You understand what
Mhm.
I mean?
Yes.
um that's not much, okay? And look, everything, the price is raised rocket high, right? Everything is, look, the house, everything, right? Is inflation, right? And we have to deal with that. And how are you going to keep up with that? That's the problem, right?
Mhm.
And what you need to do is you need to think for your future, okay? And And like I told my business partner, I say, with this with this business, as long as your brain's still working, you still can work, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you need to go, if you need to work for a manufacturer and thing like that, you think you can work until you're 80 years old, right? Or you gonna quit when you are 60, right?
Yeah.
Because it's in the fast pace, right? If you are on a regular worker, you're in the fast pace, because now in this day, people, well, they don't hire a lot of people, right? They hire you, and you are the one who are, uh, you're working for five people, right? So you
Mm-hmm.
you need to work fast, right? And they don't like old people in there, right? um and what you're gonna do when you cannot work anymore? Have you think
Mm-hmm.
about that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, when you are young, right, you still can work. You you're not tired, you're not sick, right? But when you get older, right, you can't deal with the stress anymore. Just a little bit of stress that will, it will make you sick for like a week, right? At least three
Yeah.
days. You cannot miss 3 day of work, right? They're gonna fire you, or they're gonna, what they're gonna
Like
do, they're
somebody
gonna,
else.
right, they're gonna lay off you or something, right? And what you're gonna do, right? You're not working, where's the money? I have my cousin, she retired from this company, give her good benefit, okay? And I go, wow, now you can go, right? Let's go, crew, right? Let's go on the crew, right? Let's go enjoy, right? And she go, no, I can't do that. And I go, why not? Now you're free, right? You don't have work anymore. She go, no, I cannot spend any money in my saving, because I don't know how long I'm gonna stay alive, right? So
Yeah.
whenever I spend money in my saving, then I take it out. And then I'm not working. I can't put it back in,
Mm-hmm.
right? So where's the money coming from to put in there? And I go, oh, okay. And I go, okay, what does this tell you? Even though you have 401k, she have 401k, she have benefit from the company, the pensions that she got. But what's that? It's nothing. She couldn't even use it. She couldn't even, because she don't know how long she's gonna stay alive, right? What happened if you stay alive until you're 100, right? you
Yeah.
know what, you're gonna sell your house? If you sell your house, where you gonna live, right? See, a lot of people, they go, you know what, I don't have to worry about it because I have a house. Yeah, when you down to nothing, you don't have any more money, you're gonna sell your house, where you gonna live? You're living in a nursing home, yes. Are you ready? Right? And me, to be honest with you, I don't want to retire. Me and my
Yeah.
husband, we don't want to retire, because why retire when your brain still work? Your body might not work. I cannot lift heavy stuff, but my brain's still working, right? So why not use your brain to the day that you can't anymore, right? Yeah, that's me. I don't know about anybody out there. I love work, but I don't like carry heavy stuff. Okay? I don't like heavy work, okay? I don't mind working long hour, as long as I don't have to carry hard work and thing like that. Okay?
Yep. Thank you so much for your sharing. That's a lesson right there. Just that's yeah. That's really strong message about you, and I'm learning a lot today for just hearing your story. Because me too. I used to work like work hard, not work smart. And then
Mm-hmm.
my husband always say that, well, can you work hard until like you 60 or 70?
Yeah.
No, you don't have that how you don't have that strength for you
Yeah.
to work at that age anymore. So you have to learn for you working smart, not harder.
Yeah.
And then
Exactly.
yeah, that's good in my head a lot. And then that's how I get into here. And then
Yeah.
I'm really grateful that my husband is support me.
Yeah.
So he like actually until now he doesn't know actually I'm doing, but he like if you
Okay.
yeah, and then he like if you like it, if you learn, I don't care that the
Mhm.
business work for you, but at least you can
Yeah,
learn something. Yep,
exactly.
and
This is
that's that you can get experience for you later. Yep, that's what.
exactly.
That's what my husband told me,
Yeah,
and
I think
he
I think this I think
supporting.
this work is perfect for people that stay at home, because you know why? You are a handful with kids, right? And if you need to have your head out of at the cloud, right? You need to
Yeah.
do something beside taking care of your kid, and doing dishes and doing laundry and doing house clean, right? You need to do something else, something
Yes.
that to um it's like social life, out there, right? Because we see people, right? We talk to people, right? This is one of the way that you to and something that you can socialize with other people, but staying at home. Meanwhile, you can take care of your kid, but also socialize outside and see what's out there in the world right now. Because if you just stay at home and you're not going anywhere, you don't do anything, you kind of like don't know what's going on, out there, right? How's business, how people work, right? How what kind of technical they need, thing like that, right? You need to keep yourself up to date, right? Always knowledge, right, is the power, right? And for people that they have the energy, they can work, they can also do this, because this doesn't generate income overnight, right? it
Yes.
it is, yeah, it need a while, right? Because it's your business. This
It's
is not,
business. Yeah.
yeah,
It's
this
not
is
a
not
job.
going to work, it's not going to manufactory, or go to a clothes store and stand there and sell clothes. This is not, but for those, um is also have a risk, right? Because later on, if you're selling clothes, if you have it call what's that called, it called um yeah, if you have a physical store, right?
Oh,
um how long you gonna, it can affect, right? By um
talk about a
the
lot of
the
the
economic,
customer.
right? It
Yeah.
can affect by economic. But
Yeah.
if you're working online, you know is you're bringing, um you have a lot of customer out there, you know if you have a store, how many people are passing by your salon, your store, right? Because that will affect, right? But
Yeah. It's
if,
like your local thing. So
yeah,
you
it's
just
a local store, right? So you only can find local customer. But here, if you're on social media, right? It's on Everybody is on social media now in this day, so there, right? You can That's how you that's how attracting marketing is, right? That's what we do. We use social media to generate, right? And to help our business, see, to brand, right? And yeah, thing like that, to do ad and thing like that. So, and I don't think anything is hard. If I can do it, anyone can. I'm really, to be honest with you, I'm really camera shy. Okay. First, when
me
I get
too.
here, yeah. But then I go, you know what? Every time you going to a different, um, you're doing different stuff, right? You're into a different job, right? They train you and you have to do that, right? So this is the same thing. This is the requirement that you need to post, you need to show your face on the social media. So be it, I go, so be it, I'm not afraid anymore, right? If it work, why not, right? Why don't I use my time right now do to to do something for myself, so I'm then my fear is gone. As soon as I think like that, then I have the strength to go on and do whatever the requirement is to so I can get the best result out of it, you know yeah.
Yeah.
And the same thing, if you want to work, um you want to keep your job and you want to build this, it's fine, right? No one gonna stop you, right? You can have 3 or 4 job, but this one will last forever. The other one, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. Okay, I don't know, are they gonna work last forever? But I know this one is definitely will last forever. Yeah.
Yeah. it's not just left for your life yourself, and it can pass on to your kids if you
Yep,
want to. Yep,
yep, yep. Mm-hmm.
that's really
Yep.
interesting about this
Yeah.
online.
So because what's that called? It's called family business, right? That's how
Yeah,
you pass on to your kids. This is right now is your business, but later on your kids or your grandkid gonna take over. It become, and it's not gonna you're not gonna downgrade, right? And you're not gonna lose anything. Your business is stay the same. It's only the name is changing. Your they not Whoever take over, it doesn't start all over again. No. Okay, they will continue your business. Yeah.
yep, yeah, sure. Thank you
Mhm.
so much, sis, Amy,
You're
to
welcome.
come right and sharing all your experience and
Hmm.
like all your thinking so thoughtful, and I'm so grateful that your mindset, I can catch up
Hmm.
some of your mindset in my too, and that's
Hmm.
what I'm doing the live, go live like this, and
Hmm.
because I want to share with everybody out there about our online business, and
Hmm.
I want to show them that all the journey, because everybody has a different journey, right? So
Yes,
everyone
yes.
that I'm inviting to, they sharing all
Hmm.
their journeys, then that I can learn something, and
Yeah.
this prove that we are true, even though we do online business, but it's all true, all real. It's nothing fake over
Yes.
here, right?
It's real. It's 100% real. Okay, all the people in here is real. And our business is expanding. Okay, and it's expanding fast. Okay, that's why everybody see a lot of ad out there, talking about online digital business, thing like that. So this is really real. And our business is expanding. That's excellent. It's excellent. And we need people that willing to learn and willing to change their life and things like that, so they can have the opportunity to grow and to step out their comfort zone, and then they can have a better life. They can have a better life. You need to step up for yourself. Nobody can, except yourself. Yeah.
Yep,
Hmm.
thank you so much, sis, for coming over here. And
You're
we
welcome.
have to end our live stream right now because it's
Hmm.
kind of long right now. But
Yeah.
again, thank you so much, and thank us everybody to watch our go live stream right now. I will see you guys next time, and another series, another invitation, another one that Tiffany will invite a lot of our partner go over here. So because I want to share with everybody this really, I gotta say, wonderful opportunity about this business, because I want to share with everybody, not just making my life feel better, not making like our partner better, but it can be you too.
Hmm.
Because yeah, just like we say, just take an action to have to step out of your comfort zone. And if you
Hmm.
want to learn more about this business, don't be hesitate to contact me, or you can find me on the website www.tiffanyvule.com, and I'll be more happy to help you and guiding you. So say thank you so much. Thank you, Sis Amy, to be over here. And I will see you another time. And I'm really
Yes.
happy. Yep. I'm happy to have you here. And yep. The, is I don't know what to say right now.
Hmm. Thank
I'll
you,
see you
Tiffany, for having me on your
later.
your live
And have a
stream.
good day.
Yeah. Thank
See you.
you. Bye,
Bye.
everyone.